Welcome back to the podcast. Today we're diving into one of the most influential self-help books ever written, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Whether you're struggling with relationships or want to advance in your career or just want to be more likable, this book has practical strategies that actually work. I'm going to break down the key principles and give you actionable tips you can start using today. So let's get into it. The first fundamental principle: don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Carnegie argues that criticism is futile because it puts people on the defensive and makes them justify themselves. Nobody likes to be criticized, and it rarely leads to lasting change. Here is the key insight. When you criticize someone, you're attacking their pride and self-esteem. Even if you're right, they'll resent you for it. Think about the last time someone criticized you. Did it make you want to change, or did it make you defensive? Practical application. Instead of saying, "You are always late, you're so irresponsible," try understanding their perspective. Maybe say, "I have noticed you have had some scheduling challenges. What can we do to make meetings work better for both of us?" Daily practice. Go one full day without criticizing anyone, not your partner, not your co-workers, not even strangers in traffic. Notice how people respond to you differently when you remove criticism from your interactions. Principle 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. This is different from flattery. Flattery is insincere and selfish. You're just trying to get something. Appreciation is genuine recognition of someone's worth or actions. Carnegie says that the deepest craving in human nature is the desire to feel important. When you genuinely appreciate someone, you are fulfilling that basic human need. And here's the thing. Most people are starving for appreciation. They get criticized constantly but rarely get genuine recognition. Sincere. People can spot fake compliments a mile away. Your appreciation has to be genuine. Look for things you actually admire in people and tell them. So, for instance, at work, instead of just saying, "Good job," be specific. "The way you handled that difficult client was impressive. Your patience and the solution you proposed really turned the situation around." At home, "I really appreciate how you always make sure we have groceries. It's one less thing I have to worry about, and I don't tell you that enough." So, daily practice. Every day, give at least 3 people sincere, specific appreciation. Write it down if it helps. Notice how it changes your relationships and even how you feel about yourself. Principle 3. Arouse in the other person on an eager want. This is about seeing things from the other person's perspective. Most people think about what they want and then try to convince others to give it to them. Carnegie flips this completely. He says the only way to influence anyone is to talk about what they want and show them how to get it. Think about fishing. You don't put what you want on the hook. You put what the fish wants on the hook. So the question to ask before every interaction where you want something, ask yourself, how can I make this person want to do what I'm suggesting? What's in it for them? Practical application. Bad approach to your boss. "I need a raise because my rent went up." Good approach. "I'd like to discuss my compensation over the past year. I have increased sales by 30% and taken on the Johnson account. I believe my contribution have added significant value, and I'd like to discuss how we can align my compensation with these results." With kids, instead of "Clean your room because I said so," try, "When your room is clean, you'll be able to find your toys easier and have more space to play. Plus, we can have your friends over without you feeling embarrassed." Daily practice. Before asking anyone for anything today, spend 2 minutes thinking about what they care about and how your request connects to their interests. Let's move to part 2. Making people like you. Principle 4. Becoming genuinely interested in other people. This is huge. Carnegie says you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get people interested in you. Think about it. Everyone's favorite subject is themselves. When you show genuine interest in someone, you're giving them something valuable, your attention, and validation that they matter. So you can make more friends in 2 months by being interested in them than in 2 years by making them interested in you. Practical application. In conversations, ask follow-up questions. If someone mentions they went hiking last weekend, don't just say "cool" and pivot to your story. Ask, "Where did you go? What was the trail like? Do you hike often?" At networking events, instead of thinking, "How can I impress this person?" think, "What can I learn about this person?" Daily practice. In your next 3 conversations, ask at least 3 genuine questions about the other person before talking about yourself. Really listen to their answers. Principle 5. Simple but powerful. Smile. A genuine smile is one of the most powerful tools you have for making a good impression. It says, "I'm happy to see you. I like you. You make me happy." But here's the key. It It has to be genuine. A fake smile is worse than no smile. People can unconsciously detect the difference between a real smile, which involves the eyes, and a fake one's just the mouth. The science. Smiling actually changes your brain chemistry. When you smile, even if you force it at first, your brain releases endorphins and serotonin. You literally feel better, and emotions are contagious. Your smile makes others feel good too. Practical application. Before answering the phone, smile. The person on the other end can literally hear it in your voice. Your tone changes when you smile. When you see people, your partner in the morning, your coworker at lunch, the barista, smile genuinely. Be happy to see them. Daily practice. Set a reminder on your phone 5 times today. Each time it goes off, smile at the next person you see. Notice their reaction and how you feel. Principle 6. Remember that a person's name is to them the sweetest sound in any language. Names are powerful. When you remember someone's name, you're saying you're important enough for me to remember. When you forget it, even if unintentionally, you're saying you're not that important to me. Carnegie's technique. When meeting someone, repeat their name immediately. Nice to meet you, Sarah. Use it during conversation. So, Sarah, what brings you here today? And repeat it when parting. Great talking with you, Sarah. Practical application. When someone introduces themselves, focus completely on hearing their name. Repeat it back immediately. If it's unusual, ask them about it. What's an interesting name? That's an interesting name. Where is it from? This gives you more exposure to remember it. Create a mental association. If you meet a Jennifer who loves coffee, picture her holding a giant coffee cup with Jennifer written on it. Make it ridiculous. The weirder the image, the better you'll remember. Daily practice. Today, when you interact with service workers, barista, cashier, delivery person, look for their name tag, and use their name. Thanks so much, Marcus. Notice how they light up. Principle 7 and 8 goes together. Be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves and talk in terms of the other person's interests. Most people are terrible listeners. They are just waiting for their turn to talk. Carnegie says to be a good listener, you have to be genuinely interested. Ask questions that the other person will enjoy answering. The 80-20 rules. In conversations, aim to listen 80% of the time and talk 20%. People will talk and walk away thinking you're a brilliant conversationalist, even if you're barely saying anything. Practical application. Active listening techniques. Make eye contact. Put your phone away completely. Don't interrupt or finish their sentences. Ask follow-up questions. How did that make you feel? What happened next? Reflect back what they said. So what you're saying is, when you do talk, connect it to their interests. If someone mentions they love photography and you're trying to convince them to visit a city, talk about the amazing photo opportunities there, not the museums, unless they also love museums. Daily practice. In your next conversation, try the 3-question rules. Ask 3 genuine follow-up questions before sharing your own experience. See how the conversation deepens. Let's move to part 3, winning people to your way of thinking. Principle 9. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Carnegie says you can't win an argument. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you still lose because you have made the other person feel inferior. Think about the last argument you won. Did the other person say, you know what? You're absolutely right. I was completely wrong. Probably not. They probably just stopped talking but left feeling resentful. The key insight. People don't change their minds because of logic. They change based on emotions and their own realizations. Your goal isn't to win arguments but to influence thinking. Practical application. When you disagree, try this approach. I might be wrong. I frequently am. Let's examine the facts. Listen to their full arguments without interrupting. Find points of argument. You're absolutely right about X. Be honest about what you don't know. That's a good point. I hadn't considered. Promise to think about their points and get back to them. Daily practice. Next time you feel an argument brewing, pause and ask yourself, what's more important, being right or maintaining this relationship? Then choose accordingly. Principles 10 and 11. Show respect for the other person's opinion and never say you were wrong. And if you are wrong, admit it quickly and empathetically. When you tell someone they are wrong, you are basically saying I'm smarter than you. Their ego demands they defend their position. Even if you have all the facts, they'll dig it. Instead, try. I thought differently, but I may be wrong. Let's look at the facts together. This opens the door for discussion. And when you're wrong, admit it immediately and enthusiastically. This disarms the other person and often leads them to minimize your mistake and even defend you. Practical application. Replace "you're wrong" phrases instead of "that's not correct." Try, "I may have different information. Can you help me understand your perspective?" When you're wrong, bad. "Well, I made a mistake, but it's not that big of a deal." Good. "I was completely wrong about that." "You were right, and I should have listened to you from the start. My apologies." Daily practice. Catch yourself before saying "but," "however," or "you are wrong." Replace it with "and," or "I see your point." Notice how conversations become collaborative instead of adversarial. Finally, let's talk about leadership. Principle 12. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. If you need to correct someone or deliver criticism, always start with what they are doing right. This isn't manipulation, it's changing the emotional context. When you start with criticism, people's defenses go up and they stop listening. When you start with appreciation, they are open and receptive. The sandwich method with a twist. Many people know the compliment sandwich: praise, criticism, praise. But people see through this if you're not genuine. The key is to really mean both the phrase and the constructive feedback. Practical application. With your team, "Sarah, your presentations have been really improving. The visuals in yesterday's meeting were clear and engaging. I want to help you take it to the next level. Let's work on making your conclusions more actionable. With your talent for design and stronger endings, you'll be unstoppable." With kids, I love how creative you were with building that tower. You used so many different blocks. Next time, let's also practice cleaning up when we are done. That way, the blocks will be ready for your next awesome creation. Daily practice. Before giving any feedback today, write down 3 genuine things the person is doing well. Start your conversation with those. Principle 13 and 14. Let the other person save face and praise every improvement. Saving face means never publicly humiliating someone or backing them into a corner. Even if you're right and they're wrong, give them a graceful way out. This preserves the relationship and their dignity. And praise every improvement, no matter how small. People are more motivated by praise than criticism. When you catch someone doing something right and acknowledge it, they'll want to do it more. Practical application. Saving face. Don't correct people in front of others. If they made a mistake, give them an out. Maybe there was a miscommunication or perhaps the instructions weren't clear. Private conversations for problems, public recognition for successes, praising improvement. Don't wait for perfection. "I noticed you were 5 minutes early today. That's a great progress." Be specific about what improved. Your reports this month have much better data analysis than last month. Encourage momentum. Keep this up and you'll be leading this department. Daily practice. Catch someone making progress towards a goal, even if they are not there yet, and acknowledge it specifically. Watch how it motivates them to continue improving. All right, let's bring this all together. Carnegie's principles might seem simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. They require you to fundamentally shift how you interact with people from self-centered to other-centered. So your 30-day challenge. Week 1. Focus on fundamentals. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Give sincere appreciation daily. Think about others' wants before making requests. Week 2. Make people like you. Show genuine interest in others. Smile sincerely. Remember and use names. Listen more than you talk. Week 3. Win people to your thinking. Avoid arguments. Never say you're wrong. Admit your mistakes quickly. Find common ground first. Week 4. Be a leader. Start with praise. Let people save face. Praise every improvement. Encourage rather than criticize. The one principle to start today. If you do nothing else, start with this. Become genuinely interested in other people. Ask questions. Listen to the answers. Make people feel important and valued. This alone will transform your relationships. Thanks for listening. If you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more book summaries and personal development contents. Drop a comment telling me which principle are you going to implement first. I'd love to hear from you. Try this one of those principles today. Come back and comment tomorrow about what happened. I guarantee you'll have a story to share. Until next time, remember the key to influence isn't about being interesting. It's about being interested. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.